You've heard the stories, you felt the magic, and part of you might still be wondering, is this for me? I want to speak directly to that part of you, the one that's curious, that's open, or maybe even a little emotional, but don't know why. This journey is for the intuitive, heart led, spiritually aware being that is desiring to say yes to something deeper. So it's for you if you've done a lot of personal work, but you feel like something's still waiting to be unlocked. If you crave clarity about your soul's path, about your next chapter, your gifts, your spiritual gifts in terms of the awakening of those. If you've been holding space for others, but it's time for you to be holding space for yourself and allowing others to hold space for you. If you feel connected to the dolphins, to the times of Lemuria, Atlantis, or ancient Egypt, or even if you don't know why, this will be amazing for you. If you long to remember who you truly are, beyond the roles of responsibilities and the programming that we have in our day-to-day life, but on a deeper soul level. Or even if you're like me, who when I went on my first retreat, my whole body and soul was like, yes, I felt it like a full body yes, but I didn't know why. I just felt the call. And honestly, you don't need to be ready, right? Not to satisfy the mind on that level, at least. Most people come to this retreat, they don't know how it's going to work or what they think or expect. They'll get that and some or something completely different, but that their soul knew that they needed. They just knew that they had to be there and they showed up. And this was definitely me too. On my first dolphin retreat, it stretched me way outside of my comfort zone, financially, emotionally, spiritually. I had never really traveled much at all, let alone by myself on a spiritual retreat. But that one leap of faith changed everything, and it continued to unfold for years to come and still does, because that decision really opened me up into so much more magic and miracles and abundance and joy than I ever even knew was possible out there because I hadn't experienced it. I remember this one particular experience when I was swimming with the dolphins. And I had this very close encounter with one particular dolphin who did their sonar healing on me. I remember that particular retreat, I was working on specifically healing past relationships, a lot of womb healing, sacral chakra, kind of deep emotional healing, and the ability really to receive and receive and give love and all of that in a healthy way. And we were floating, and this dolphin was next to me eye to eye. And the thing that one aspect for them is they communicate telepathically. And so they've definitely expanded my psychic gifts and awarenesses and my telepathy very clear. And they're very clear in their telepathic communication. And so I was eye to eye, and we were just like, literally, one kick of their tail and they're way down the road, right? So when they stay with you, they want to be with you. And so they were eye to eye, and I heard the telepathic of just close your eyes and float. And I'm like, I don't want to lose my dolphin. This is like amazing. I was just grinning ear to ear. And I kept hearing, no, just float, because you're holding, like your act of swimming, even though it's slow, is like tightening your body. And I want to give you a healing. And I was like, I knew what I was hearing. I knew it was just a conversation like my friend with my friend, so clear. But there was still a part of me that doubted because I didn't want to lose my dolphin, And so I closed my eyes and I kept peeking at first, and he stopped, and he stopped, and we both stopped, and he started scanning with his sonar. It's amazing when you can hear and feel their sonar clicks. And so he was coming up and down my body, up and down, up and down, up and down for several minutes. And I just felt so much energy and healing begin to release and to heal. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, thank you, And then he swam off. The next thing you know, these two dolphins come up next to me and they're like, come over here, because the pod kind of circles in the bay, typically when they're playing and hanging out for the day. And so two of them kind of called me off to the side, and all of a sudden, actually three of them, and they were having they love their, dolphins are one of the only other mammals that have sex for pleasure. Okay, I can't say that on YouTube, so, But I went over and they called me over to this private moment, and they were actually three of them, and they kept swapping partners. And I was like, what are they showing me this for? It's so interesting. And then all of a sudden I just felt this giggle from them. You humans are so serious. You take things so seriously. Just lighten up and have fun. Enjoy. And I was like, and it wasn't like they were directly telling me I needed to have a menage a trois in that way, but it was definitely this clear, like, loosen up, enjoy, have fun, be present. This is what feels fun to us right now, right? They're very community oriented, heart open, but it was just such a profound experience. And also just the clarity of that direct communication and healing that can happen. And I've now swum with them over 55 times. And each time they teach me something new. Each time there's a level of trust, joy, surrender, healing, awakening, epiphanies, psychic awareness that opens up. And it would be my absolute honor to guide you through these sacred waters and these experiences, not only with the dolphins, but in the sacred Satya of this living, breathing, ancient portal of Satya in Egypt in May of 2026. We will be on a private live aboard modern boat for this dolphin retreat with a private chef. We'll be anchored in this beautiful lagoon for the entire time. And this is a place where the dolphin comes every day to play and to hang out all day long. Literally, when we were there, we swam 2 and 3 times a day with them for 1 to 2 hours at a time, right? And that's typical there. That's typical in terms of people that go there year round. It's very, very rare that they wouldn't be there for a day. Like they're typically there and they're hanging out and they're in the mood to be in company with you. The experience with them is mystical, it's grounded, it's sacred, it's playful. And swimming with them beyond swimming with the dolphins, which is my favorite part and thing in the entire world, we'll be exploring beautiful coral reefs and receiving energy activations, connecting with your highest timeline, sound bath healings under the stars, and we'll have supportive soul-aligned community. This is not just a trip. This is a soul initiation. So if your heart is saying maybe or yes, and if you feel a tingle of resonance within you when I'm talking about this, click the link below or in the description, or message me or email me directly, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And if you're waiting for a sign, this might be it. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I have a bonus video in this series where I'm going to be sharing even more amazing stories and deep connection that I've had with the dolphins. I think that you'll find soul activating and very fun to hear about. All right. Bye for now.